exactly as before, sir. I'll have it for you in no time at all.
That's the ticket, Henry, just like before. Too sweet, monsieur. Here's money your eye.
Phone call from your wife.
Hello. Hello, darling. What's wrong? Are you certain? But you don't have that faintness again. Now, remember what Dr. Moss said about calling him. Oh, I'm so relieved. Oh, what a scare you gave me. No, it's not your fault, darling. It's me. I'm a hopeless neurotic when it comes to you, I'm afraid. Well, I can't help it. I'll never, Joseph, go out and gather up the soiled plates, will you?
Those bums finally finished?
No, they want another order of crêpes Suzettes.
Oh, no, you're kidding. When are we going to get out of here?
Go on. And while you're at it, put a clean cloth on the table.
Midnight already. Supposed to close 11 o'clock.
Now, you're certain you're all right? Well, put Peter on for a second, so I can really be sure. What? When did he go? I gave him strict orders. He was not to leave you alone. I'm tired of this boy doing exactly as... I'll talk about it later, darling.
I give up. I'm not going to wait any longer. They're liable to keep eating till morning. I've already locked the front door. Oh, when they finally finish, you take the money for their check and put it in your locker. We'll credit it with tomorrow's. Everything okay at home? Your wife feeling any better?
Yes, thank you. One day better, one day worse.
How's that boy of yours?
Like all boys are to all fathers, I suppose. An enigma.
That's it. I'm off and running.
Everything in order?
Clean as a whistle.
Aren't you going to change your clothes?
Well, why should I? Wearing a tux, the dames will think I'm a big shot, huh?
Hello? Mr. Sidney Wells' residence? Would you tell Mr. Wells when he comes home that he has left his wallet at the Parisienne restaurant? That's right. He can pick it up anytime tomorrow after 12 o'clock. Oh, my dear lady, I assure you no reward is necessary. And kindly tell Mr. Wells not to embarrass me by offering one. Good night.
Just beautiful. It's so lovely. And it reminds me so much of...
Yes, I know. The set I bought for you that time in Rome.
Uh-huh.
Of course, it's not quite that good, but...
You know, I'll buy a black velvet ribbon and I'll wear it around my throat like this. Do I look elegant?
Very.
Let me see.
Oh, you shouldn't jump like this. You see. You know, Dr. Moss is absolutely right. Darling, you should go to the hospital and once and for all let them make you well.
Heaven only knows how much this cost.
What's the difference?
You are such an extravagant, such an impractical man. We have so many bills and at least $75.
No, not quite that much.
Not quite. Oh, Andre, really, I love this, but we can't afford it.
$10 down. $10 a month. Mister, I let you in on a secret. You got an honest face. That's what the man told me.
Oh, Andre. Put on our record. What am I going to do with you? And I'm just as bad.
You know, tonight, riding home in a taxi...
Oh, you didn't take a taxi again. You promised.
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Tonight, driving home in a taxi.
I suddenly thought of that August. Oh, when was that? Years ago. Remember when it just wouldn't stop raining in Paris?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, that was the year before Peter was born.
Yes.
Today, I spent half the afternoon thinking of that lovely, lovely winter we spent in Saint-Maurice.
Oh, yes.
But then, I forced myself to stop remembering.
Why?
Andre, is it right to live so much in the past? In what is dead?
It isn't dead. If you keep it alive inside you.
Oh, it's Peter.
Hello, Mother. Father?
Hello, dear.
How do you feel?
Oh, just fine. Oh, look at the lovely gift your father bought. And so cheap, you wouldn't believe it.
No, I probably wouldn't.
I thought it was decided that you wouldn't leave your mother alone in the evenings.
Mother said she was feeling well. It was okay with her.
But didn't I tell you that no matter what anybody said or didn't say, you were to stay with her?
Andre, it was the first time he's gone out this week. He works hard, and he should have some relaxation.
Didn't I explain to you that these attacks could be very sudden?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Well, then. Why did you disobey me?
I don't know.
What?
I guess I just had to have a breath of fresh air. Had to escape from the museum for a few hours.
Museum. That's what his home means to him.
Oh, Andre, please try not to be too severe with him. Please try to be a little patient. Try to understand him, Andre.
Like asking me to understand a total stranger.
Look, he was 6 years old when our beautiful world collapsed. He doesn't know what we had. Our values just aren't his values.
And what values does he have? You mind? I'd like you to explain that last remark, if you would.
Father, I'm dead tired. Sorry I said it. I don't want to argue.
Of course, I do realize that yours is a realistic generation. But you find it so oppressive to be surrounded by a few beautiful things from the past?
Occasionally, I do like to see a neon sign, hear a song more recent than the Merry Widow Waltz. Incidentally, I pay my room and board every week, and I think I'm entitled to one room where I can do as I please.
Don't ever again tell me what you pay in this house. Don't ever throw that in my face again. And no matter what you pay, you'll respect me. And when I tell you to do something, you'll do it.
I'm not throwing anything in your face. I'm merely asking you to leave me alone. I told you it was Mother's idea I go out tonight. Okay, it won't happen again. I've said it 10 times. Isn't that enough? What do you want me to do? Bow to the waist and say, yes, Count. Yes.
Silence!
Peter.
Well, I wish...
It's all right. It's all right.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now, Mr. Pavel, we must put your wife in a hospital. I've been telling you that for the last 6 months. This is not a hopeless condition if she gets into a hospital and takes a series of treatments.
I know, it's just that she simply hates to leave this house. I suppose it's a sort of refuge for her.
If she doesn't go into a hospital, it may be fatal.
And what are you waiting for?
All right. I'll call an ambulance. Jonathan, hospital okay?
Yes. Yes, of course. And order a very pleasant room. Big, it must be big. She hates small, cramped places. If they have something looking out over a garden, so much the better. Sunlight, that's very important. And nurses, of course. I want nurses in constant attendance. And tell them to fill the room with flowers. Perhaps it sounds foolish to you, Doctor. Perhaps it is difficult for some people to understand what things like that can mean to someone like Elsa. But such things are as important as life itself.
Well, I won't argue the point, but... Well, this is certainly no time to stand on ceremony. I thought, frankly, since you've been unable to pay my bill for some time, that you were in rather strained circumstances.
We are indeed, Doctor.
The kind of hospitalization you're talking about would cost $700, $800 in advance.
$800?
That's right. Before they'd admit her.
We haven't $100 to our name.
Well, then let's be practical. The hospital does admit a certain number of clinic patients free of charge.
You mean Dick Charity?
I'm telling you, Mr. Pavel, if she doesn't start getting specialized hospital treatment, in 6 months she may die. Hello. This is Dr. George Morse. Will you please send a clinic ambulance to 1472 Elm Street immediately? The name is Mrs. Andre Pavel. P. That's right, 2 L's. Please come as soon as possible. It's an emergency. Thank you. He'll be here soon. Now, I think I'll go home and try to catch another hour or 2 of sleep.
Thank you so much, Doctor. After all, I'm sure she will be all right. Even at the clinic, as long as she has you to take care of her, that's the important thing, isn't it?
Now, Mr. Pavel, I don't think you understand. Clinic patients cannot have their own doctors.
What do you mean?
They must take the resident doctors, who are very competent.
Oh, but she must have you. She has such faith in you.
I'm sorry, that's the rule. I'm sorry.
You see? The name is right on the back, in his own hand.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's a nice clock, yes. Is that the works?
Everything.
Let me see. All right. A blanket offer. $175.
What? But do you have any idea of the value of these things? Of the beauty?
Well, look, mister, you asked me to come right over here to make you an offer. Well, okay, my offer is $175.
Thank you, but no. No, it's just not enough. I quite understand, Colonel. I just thought you might loan me the money for a short time. I apologize, Mr. Davis, for calling you at your home, but I assure you under no conditions would I ordinarily approach my employer for a loan. But as I told you, I have no one else to turn to. $800. Yes. Yes, I know. Yes. Yes, I know the redecoration was very expensive. No, I'm sorry. That wouldn't be enough. I quite understand, Mr. Davis. Pardon me? Oh, yes. Yes, I did just as you said. I put the receipts for the last dinner in my locker. Oh, and by the way, the gentleman also lost... Huh? What? Nothing. Nothing at all. No, excuse me, Mr. Davis. I just got to keep trying to raise the money. Yes, I quite understand. Thank you. Goodbye.
Sure seem to be in a big rush. Huh? Is there something wrong, Mr. Holmes?
No, a certain Mr. Sidney Wells will drop in around noon for something. Tell him I have it, and he can find me at the Jonathan Hospital. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's about my wife. She's a clinic patient. She is here on a free basis without her own doctor.
Yes, sir.
Well, I want all that to be changed. I want her to be given a private room, a big room. You don't have suites.
Oh, no, sir, we don't, but we...
All right. Then the biggest, sunniest room you do have. Surely you have something overlooking a garden.
Yes, of course, sir.
And her own doctor, Dr. George Moss. I want him to be called back on the case immediately.
I see, sir.
I'll pay for everything right now in advance.
What is the patient's name, sir?
Mrs. André Pavel.
Pavel. Oh, yes, here we are. Well, there seems to be something wrong here.
What's the matter?
Well, Mrs. Pavel has already been taken off clinical status. In fact, her hospital admission fee has been paid, all deposits and so forth. In fact, her doctor, Dr. Moss, isn't that the one?
Yes, that's right.
Well, he's already been called back on the case. He's visited her and started treatment, although she is still in a ward.
But, how is that possible? Who paid?
Well, I'd have to consult the cashier's records for that information, sir.
But I don't understand. Well, then, what is she doing still in a ward?
Well, actually, it's a room with 3 beds. And according to the notation on the card, it was done at the patient's request. If you'd like to stop in and see her for a few moments, it'd be all right. That's room 8, second floor.
Room 8, thank you very much.
Did he say countess?
I've been looking all over for you.
I'll be finished here in a minute.
How much did it cost to have Dr. Moss back on the case and all the rest of it?
$300.
But you've only been working for a few months. Where did you get $300?
Hello, police station? I want to report a theft. Yes, my name is...
You stole the money.
Yes. I stole it from the petty cash box at the company I work for, yes.
Incredible. I can't believe it. A thief. A thief. A common, miserable thief. And your mother asks me to understand you. Such lack of decency. How can I?
All right, okay, I'm a thief. It makes me as sick as it makes you. But as long as the subject is understanding, well, I understand you even less. You always spoke of pride. The one thing about my father I was really proud of. Well, you wouldn't like it very much. I was proud my father was the kind of a man who could go from the life he had to being nothing more or less than a first-class waiter. Sure, I'm a thief. But where else was I going to get the money? My mother wasn't going to be surrounded by doctors she didn't know. She wasn't going to be afraid... What's the matter? Where'd you get that wallet?
I stole it to pay for your mother's hospital care.
You stole it?
Well, I guess we have something in common after all. Our criminal tendencies. And also, I believe, our deep love for your mother and my wife. Well, apparently you also share my tendencies towards sentimentality. Is it possible that the few things we have in common are more important than the many things in which we differ? What a stupid, inexcusable thing for both of us to do. Anyway, I can get you out of it.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, you can repay your employers. You can explain the circumstances. I'm sure they won't be too hard on you.
Oh, it's out of the question, Father. Look, I knew what I was doing. It's my responsibility. I won't get you involved in it. After all, she's my mother.
But she's also my wife. And as your father, I resent...
Oh, Andre, there you are. I've been looking all over the hospital. Oh, then I heard your voices. Oh, man. That's Maloot, huh? Oh, I didn't sleep so good last night. $3,400. I had a terrific day at the races. That's why we were celebrating. Oh, and I got some phone numbers that got scribbled here and there, and I wouldn't want them to fall into unfriendly hands. Oh, I sure am grateful, man. I know if I'd have found a wad like this and gave it back to the clunk who owned it, I'd expect at least a 10% reward. But my housekeeper told me what you said last night about not embarrassing you by offering you anything. Pride, huh? Well, to each his own. But there's one thing you can't stop me from offering you, and that's my sincere and heartfelt thanks.
Oh, well, I don't believe I've introduced my son, Peter.
Peter, it's nice to know you. Oh, I'll be dropping in real soon for some more of those super French pancakes.
Oh, Mr. Wells, you know, since last night, I might have changed my mind about the meaning of such words as pride. About rewards. Forgive me, but I'm completely in the dark. Is it not considered charity?
Charity? Are you crazy? A man does an honest thing, saves someone a barrel of grief, and out of gratitude and relief, this someone shows his appreciation. You call that charity?
Well,
I know that if the tables were turned and I found the money, I'd certainly expect a reward. Also, well, you spoke of pride. You know, I have my pride too, Henry.
What?
That crack I made about dropping in the restaurant real soon. I was just making talk. You'll probably never see me there again.
But why?
Well, look at the position I'm in. All of a sudden, well, I'm in debt to the head waiter.
Oh, no, Mr. Wells.
Well, that's how I feel about it. You know how I get a kick out of acting the big shot, snapping my fingers and yelling, Andre, this steak is lousy and the potatoes are like rocks. Well, you know and I know all the time that, in a manner of speaking, that you've done a job and I welched on the dough. You've put me in a very embarrassing spot, Henry.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. Well, my son said I was a first-class waiter. And a first-class waiter would never knowingly embarrass a customer, Mr. Wells.
10% of $3,400?
Ladies. Oh, Peter, your boss said as soon as visiting hours are over, you'd best be getting back to your job.
Yes, sir.
And for you and your friends, I have a rather pleasant surprise.
Oh, Andre, won't you ever stop being so...
Extravagant. I just concluded a financial transaction which left me with a tidy profit after expenses of $40.
Well, that is very
Now,
nice, but...
This time I spent it wisely, I assure you. And I checked with the nurse. It's perfectly all right for the ladies to share it with you. Now, a jar of pâté de foie gras, mushrooms in oil, a jar of truffles, the best imported caviar, and a bottle of 1945 French champagne.
$40 for this.
And a box of crackers.
And this is your idea of being practical?
Ah, my dear wife, what is more practical than spending your money on food? What?